Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, I thought it would be fun, as it is my first video of 2026, to do a little thrift haul with you guys, a little thrift haul slash Christmas presents. So we'll be looking at clothes, accessories, some shoes, and homeware. I'm really excited to show you guys what I got. Without further ado, let's just jump into the haul. So the first category, I'm going to start with clothes. Got this one actually before Christmas, like before holidays. Earring okay back there? No, not really. It's this cute little frilly top. I just think this is slightly adorable. I love the super femme frilliness that it has got going on. I mentioned in one of my trends that I'm liking or things that I want to try that I was kind of really looking for this kind of, I want to say it's like your granny's curtains, your granny's upholstery, but there's something so classic and vintage about this print to me. The fact that I found something with also a black background that is completely right up my alley. It's not too like pretty and like typical of what you would probably see. I think this is a really good blend of getting my style and being able to try this trend. I also really love the little 3 buttons, as well as the fact that it has got a sort of baby doll layering moment, but I just think very cute with like some shorts or a mini skirt in the summer, even layered with jeans for a cooler day. It would be really cool. The brand is a Bombshell. Next up, this I actually got as a Christmas present from my boyfriend's parents. So it is this long maxi sort of gothic style top, dress. I haven't YouTubed in so long, so trying to formulate my sentences is clearly a bit of a struggle today, but I really love this. I have already worn it. It looked so cute. It is so good for a daytime casual vibe, and it can also be dressed up, which I really like. It's got this really cool tie-up lace corset detail at the back, so you can adjust it, which I thoroughly appreciate. What with fluctuating bodies and stuff like that, I wore it. I felt super cool and comfy and confident, which is just 3 ticks. Also think it would work really well in winter layered. I also really love the fact that it's got the drop waist, which again, in my trends that I like video, or trends something, I don't even remember what video it was, but something that I said that I wanted to try was drop waist dresses. I love most silhouettes. I enjoy dabbling, but I've actually never tried this kind of silhouette, so it got me feeling quite curious about it. Okay, next up is another thrift find, and it's kind of more also of a layering piece, but also a dress. I just really love the color. Any shade of purple or like this kind of muted mauve, or maybe it's not mauve, maybe it is more purple, I don't know. It's super comfy, super flattering. I love the little frill detail on the bottom. It fits like an absolute glove, and I think wearing it alone is cute, but it's super layerable. You can easily put something over it, and like I said, I just really love the color. I think it is so good. Unfortunately, brand has been cut out. Okay, so the next piece is probably one of my favorite pieces that I've ever found. I actually wore it on New Year's and it looked very cute, and I didn't take any photos, which I'm very mad at myself for. It's another dress. It is so pretty. It's kind of got this chiffon layer on top, but it's got a ribbon over here, so you can tie it if you want to, sort of like a underbust situation, but I think it looks really nice loose. I wore it loose and I just felt so flowy. It's kind of a midi length, looks so good with boots, but I think it would also look really good with sandals, or even ballet flats would be adorable. It's kind of giving goth prom, and I'm totally here for it. And then I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of got this like subtle stripe, very subtle in the fabric, which just adds such a freaking cool texture. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. The way it moves was just absolutely hitting all the right spots. I forgot to mention it's also kind of tiered. It's so good. It's so good. I really can't believe that I found this. Best part about it is that I think it can definitely be worn reversed. It doesn't lie as smoothly reversed, and I don't think the intention was for it to be worn reversed, but I still think it works. And then what you would have is the lining on top with a bit of the chiffon kind of sticking out. This is actually how I found it on the hanger. I think you can wear it either way, but the first way is definitely best way, and I think the way it's supposed to be worn. Probably one of my favorite thrift finds I've ever found. The last piece of clothing I have in this haul, I think, is definitely gonna be a bit of a hit or miss, but I bought it because the practical use for it is just so good to me. It's basically a jumpsuit. It's just a black jumpsuit. I can't really show it well like this, but you'll see it obviously in the try on bit. But it's basically kind of like a harem pair of pants at the bottom. So a jumpsuit with harem pants in this like stretchy fabric. It's super long and basically, well, not super long, but it's, you know, it's ankle length, so it's full length. When you wear it, it kind of just looks like a dress, but you have the safety and the confidence in knowing that you're not going to like flash the world, because I don't know what's going on in Cape Town right now, but it is literally windy almost every single day, like bad windy. My skirt has flown up one too many times than I feel comfortable with. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, that could actually be super useful, especially for just like going to the beach, which I've been enjoying a lot lately. Also to do yoga in. This is so easy and good to do yoga in. So yeah, maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but it definitely is hitting on all the notes for comfort. And I think it looks pretty cool as well. Alrighty, next up, I'm going to show you a few home and miscellaneous items. I'll just kind of run through these kind of quickly. The first thing that I found was this really cool bottle, moon bottle. I'm always on the hunt for whimsigoth-esque or like anything that's kind of like nature inspired home decor. That's like my style of home decor. This is kind of like more on a cutesy level, but I really love it. I want some cutesy things in my house, and I was gonna use it for like something like maybe olive oil or something like that, but I haven't yet done that. It's just kind of been sitting as decoration in my kitchen. If you have any ideas of what to use this for, please do let me know. Super cute, and I got this at a flea market sort of situation. Then at the same flea market on the same day, I picked up this, well, there are actually two of them, but I'm just showing you one just in case catastrophe strikes and I accidentally break one. I've got two of these. They are just wine glasses, but the color, look how pretty the color is. Super elegant and pretty and royal and grand. I suppose this isn't really home decor, but I don't know what other category to put it in. I found some vintage patterns, some vintage sewing patterns. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen vintage sewing patterns in a thrift shop. I don't know if that's just weird and maybe I haven't been looking hard enough. I was very surprised, and I had so much fun kind of rummaging through all the different options. I did get a men's waistcoat because my boyfriend, his band kind of has a sort of vintage aesthetic, so I thought if they need waistcoats, I could do that. These Empire line dresses, and I think what it's kind of hinting towards here is that you can make variations of this style of dress. So I thought that was really cool. I really want to add to my dress collection. Then I thought for winter, this was so freaking cool. Oh my gosh. So it's like a variety of capes and shawls. I love the cloak. I think that's so cool. Like, I don't know where I would be going in a cloak, but maybe a shorter version of that could be really nice. I'm not 100% too sure if these are women's patterns, but it's fine. I can always make sizing adjustments if need be. These are more kind of summer dresses, but more of like a flowy baby doll with buttons. If I've got a base to work off of, then it just makes the process a lot easier. And then lastly, I'm very excited about this one. It is a top and skirt set. And how cute are these tops? They're just so pretty. So yeah, I'm very excited about finding these, because honestly, one of my main goals for 2026 is to hone in on my sewing skills and also my crochet skills, which is why I'm very excited to also introduce the sponsor of today's video, which is Craftsy.
Craftsy is an amazing online community for all things creative, where makers and DIYers of any skill level can learn and practice a wide variety of projects and hobbies. They have over 2,000 classes in more than 20 different categories, including sewing, crochet, painting, knitting, quilting, and cooking. I'm currently taking a class called Sew Skirts Without a Pattern with Mary Beth Temple, where she walks you through making different styles of gathered skirts without the stress of dealing with a paper pattern. I often get an idea but struggle to visualize and organize the process correctly, so I'm really finding the clear step-by-step explanation and video helpful. I'm busy sewing my first gathered skirt and I'm genuinely so excited to tackle a tiered version next. Other classes I've added to my list include altering existing patterns to fix fit issues, practical sewing techniques, crochet socks, and a class on upcycling thrift finds. The instructors are all super talented and friendly, and they share their expert tips while offering downloadable resources to make things even easier. If, like me, you're ready to create more than you consume this year, the first 1,000 people watching this video to use the link in my description will get a full year of premium craftsy membership for only $1.49. You can also scan the QR code on your screen right now, otherwise find the link in my description below. Thanks so much to Craftsy for sponsoring this portion of the video and wishing you guys happy crafting.
Then at the same thrift shop, I got this little sun candle stand, very cute, again with the whimsigoth looking home decor, super cute. I find it really difficult to find this kind of home decor in South Africa. I don't know if I'm just not going to the right places to look for it, but yeah, it's not that easy. I see TikToks of people who I follow and like even mutuals and stuff have the most glorious and beautiful and magical home decor hauls. I'm just in awe because I don't think we have that kind of home decor here, which is, yeah, very sad, but we're getting there. We're slowly building the collection. And then there's one more thing on the home decor front. I don't know if I said that was the last thing, but no, there's one more thing, and it is this crochet table runner, and I just think the pattern is so pretty, so cool. I might consider dyeing this. It does feel like cotton to me, maybe like a purple. I think that would be really nice. I don't know if just the white is maybe a little bit too beachy for me, but I love the pattern so much, and I definitely have like shelves and stuff that I think could benefit from something like that. So let's move on to shoes, because I'm very excited about my find. Oh my gosh, I only have 2 shoes to show you, which is probably a very reasonable amount of shoes. Let's start with the Pièce de la Résistance. I've probably messed that up. I'm so sorry. I was very excited because I had been looking for a pair of these for a very long time. I just knew it was a gap in my wardrobe that I really wanted to fill. Yay! I got a pair of the Doc Marten. I think it is a Voss Squad, if I'm not mistaken. It could be Vox Squad, but I think it's Voss. I'll put the name on the screen because I could be wrong. I've been wanting some platform Doc Marten sandals for a very long time, but I was just absolutely not willing to spend the full price on a pair of these shoes, and I also just didn't want to take the risk buying them new and then it turns out that like they were uncomfortable. I actually didn't like them as much as I thought, but I found these on Yaga and they were a really good price, and they are pretty much in like perfect condition. There are certain outfits that I really have been craving, like an elevated sandal for, but also something that's casual, that doesn't feel like too try hard or like too not try hard. That's like, oh, I hate when people say stuff like that, but like just a bit too dressy. I just wanted something super casual and chilled for the hot weather when I don't feel like wearing boots, because I haven't been enjoying wearing short things lately, and usually if I wear like mini dresses and stuff I'll wear boots, but just I haven't been vibing with it. So yeah, I'm very happy that I got these. I have worn them once. They were averagely comfortable, I will say. So yeah, I'm hoping that the more wear I get out of them, the more my feet sort of, you know, mold to the shoe, or the shoe molds to the foot, let's say. This one is really comfortable. This one, I don't know, I think it's because we all have one foot that's slightly bigger, right? So it just kind of squeezes my foot a little bit on the side, but it's okay. I was expecting it to hurt me here, but that didn't happen. And also no blisters on the back heel, which is what I was really expecting. I can probably talk about Doc Marten shoes for a very long time, but for now I'll just say I'm very happy with this purchase, and especially for the price. Definitely I'm relieved that I got them secondhand and not brand new. The next pair I got at the thrift shop in the little town where I actually bought the flowy dress that I love so much. They're definitely not something that I was necessarily looking for, and I'm not entirely sure how I will wear them, but they have intrigued me, and they are these slide on, I think one would call these mules, if I'm not mistaken. These are actually from Zoom Shoes, which was a very popular brand of shoe back in the 2006, 2007, probably towards like 2014. I don't think they still sell shoes. I don't think they exist. But anyways, it was a bit of a like independent boutique. These little mules are black suede, so they feel very nice. I do definitely need to clean them and fix them a bit, so I'll clean the insides. I'm not too sure how to clean suede as of yet, but probably just some like dry brushing, like gentle dry brushing. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, guys. I really have no idea. I will Google it though. I will not ruin these shoes, but they are so comfortable. Like fit like a glove. Kind of nice for a more just elevated look. They're definitely different. I feel like they could also kind of lean in that whimsigoth kind of way. Yeah, there's just something intriguing about them to me. Okay, and then the last category is accessories. Starting off with a bag, and I got this bag at the same thrift shop that I got the sewing patterns and the mules and dress, and it's just this black leather pouch bag. I was really drawn to these kind of like horseshoe silver details. Really cool hardware. I probably don't need another black leather bag, but I couldn't pass up a genuine leather bag in good condition, quite honestly. It's got a back zip. It's a little bit longer than a shoulder bag, but also just a really good sort of medium size. So yeah, a little bit of variation. Why not? Can't hurt. Next up is another bag, but I actually got this one as a gift, and it is this straw bag. I think it's a great summer option when you're looking for something a little bit more textural, something that feels very daytime, really leaning into that summery light look. Very nice and spacious. It's got the little closure, really cute. I was actually thinking of putting some pins and stuff on it. I think this is the perfect fabric that will be able to handle that and not leave a puncture mark. Very cute. Love the little pattern. And then the last thing of this haul is just a series of necklaces. They are all thrifted, but the one I'll show you first was technically a Christmas gift from my boyfriend, and it is this long, absolutely gorgeous chain. I'm just obsessed with the closure style of it. It kind of reminds me of little bones, and it is super long. You can wrap it, which I love. You can do like a 3-wrap situation for like a choker, mid-length, and a long one. You could also just wrap it twice for a really long one and a choker. The guy who sold it to us at the flea market said that it was a body chain. I don't know how one would make this work as a body chain. It doesn't have a closure. I've tried to figure it out. If you guys have an idea of how this could work as a body chain, do let me know. Really enjoying wearing it as a necklace. I wore it with the dress that I love so much on New Year's, and it was an absolute vibe. I felt very pretty and very cool. So yeah, love. And it is genuine silver, antique sterling silver, so I don't know what kind of silver. He explained it to us. I don't remember what it was. Next up was just a little thrift store find, and this is definitely just like costume jewelry, but I thought that it had a certain appeal to it, and it's basically just this layered, also kind of silver chain situation. I just thought this reminded me so much of Tumblr and Sky Ferreira kind of era. That's a different kind of mouthful. I used to love her look. Was one of my like style icons when Tumblr was, you know, the thing. This just reminds me of something she would have worn with a band tee. So obviously we don't need to go so typical and copy that idea, but that's kind of where the thought came in. So I do feel like this could be really cool, kind of dressed down. And then the last one is again just a little thrift store find, and it's just these little black beads. Nothing crazy, just they pretty much are what they are. Little plastic black beads. Love the look of super layered necklaces, finding different combinations of necklaces. I just feel like there is something super cool and creative about lots of jewelry and lots of accessories. I just have been looking for black beads for a very long time, so these hit the mark in that regard. That is everything that I thrifted in December. Let me know which piece you guys liked the most. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I look really forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.